What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal My Lotting, bringing you another draft analysis for the APA. This is going to be our third draft for this season, and after going 0-4 with our previous draft, I've decided to say no more drafting teams that have very little momentum with Pokemon that I've never used before and I'm not confident in my abilities with them. Now I'm going to be drafting Pokemon that are in a playstyle that I am comfortable with. So if you guys are excited for this, make sure to leave a like, of course, and comment which Pokemon you are most excited to see me use down below as well. I'm pretty hyped for this one. It's going to be fantastic. And also come back in, 3 days on Saturday? Saturday, yeah. No, Sunday. Sunday's when APA goes up. Come back on Sunday. No, Saturday's when APA goes up. I'm pretty sure about that. Anyways, I'm pretty sure it is Saturday for our first battle, which will be against Owen and his Dragapult team. So very scary. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Starting off with our very first mon. We had like one of the, I think it was bottom few picks. I think it was maybe the last pick in the draft. But we ended up going ahead and grabbing one of the scariest Pokemon in all of Draft League. Pokemon I've never used before, Zeraora. I'm happy about this. Zera, what it provides to me is a Pokemon that not only has an amazing speed tier at base 143, but a really diverse offensive move pool. It gets access to moves like Knock Off, Play Rough, Outrage, Plasma Fists, Fire moves, and Blaze fighting moves as well, whether it's going to be, I think it's Close Combat or Superpower, but it also gets Aura Sphere on the special side. It can set up with the physical move pool and on the special move pool, whether it's Bulk Up or Calm Mind. It's, again, like I said, the speed is great, and it's an electric immunity. A native electric immunity that I have through an ability is really, really useful to have in a situation where offensive electric types are just really good in draft all around. So yeah, Zera is a fantastic start. The first time I'm ever using Zera, and I do know kind of what I want to pair with it. And yeah, I feel pretty good about it. Moving on to our next pick, I was really thinking, you know, I want to get Galardarm or Weavile. One of those two Pokemon paired with Zera is going to be fantastic. Having a Pokemon that's got a fantastic ice type that can break through the bulky grasses and the bulky grounds for Zera, and then Zera can break through the bulky waters for those, is going to be really, really nice. So that's what I was looking at. And by the time it got to me, both were available. I'm like, you know what? Because of that, I think I want to go ahead and grab something a little bit different. I'm pretty confident that only one will go. And maybe it's Weavile. I prefer Weavile than to Galardarm, but I do feel like getting a Pokemon like Necrozma is a bit better. Its speed is at base 79. It's a fantastic Pokemon all around. And I feel like it's at its best when it's not the star of the show, when it's the second or third scariest Pokemon around, because then you can run the Dragon Dance or the Calm Mind or whatever set it is and really be an amazing sweeper or an amazing wall breaker, because Photon Geyser is that powerful. You can get rocks, you can be an amazing defensive check to so many different Pokemon. Psychic's an incredible defensive typing paired with Prism Armor. It makes it really hard to KO in one hit. In general, Necrozma just provides so much utility for a team, whether it's knockoff, recovery, rocks, whatever it is. Hello, Shadow. One of my girls is here. Hello. And yeah, it's a fantastic Pokemon all around, and it just wants to always, well, it just wins. Okay, let's put it that way. It's a Pokemon that can win weeks on its own, and now that's not going to be the main focus of a draft, I think it's going to perform exceedingly well for me. Moving on though, Weavile got sniped. So I went with Galardarm. Very, very straightforward. Galardarm and Zera is a fantastic core. A lot of people draft it. The one thing I gotta be worried about with Galardarm is people kind of force me to be locked into a certain move. So I have to be able to make a choice to say, okay, do I want to go with Guerrilla Tactics? Yes or no? I get the boost in power, obviously, which is nice, but I lock myself into a move, and maybe running Zen mode might be a bit better. I lose the boost in power, but it still hits very, very hard. So we'll see how it goes. In general, Galardarm, a very strong Pokemon overall. Hits things like a truck. Its coverage is great. Ground, U-turn, fire, ice. All these Pokemon, all these powerful moves are really strong and can really be a threat to most drafts. And again, most drafts, they're not going to draft a Pokemon that's going to be able to handle both Galardarm and Zera, and then Necrozma on top of that. So I feel really strongly about this core. This top three is going to lead me to a victory. Now, our next mon came back to me. I'm like, listen, I want to get a nice core of defensive Pokemon. I want to get some recovery. I want to get some a ground immunity, because this team has no ground immunity right now. I also want to get Pokemon that gets defog, that can just be an annoying Pokemon all around and support my team really well. And that's going to be Togekiss. Now, Togekiss is my answer to opposing Dragon types, but it's also the answer to opposing ground types. Its speed at base 80 is very good. It kind of cuts the gap between Necrozma and Galardarm exactly, which is perfect. It does get access to removal, which I really wanted. The fairy typing is nice. The flying typing is also nice. It can be defensive. It can be offensive. It gets momentum with Baton Pass as well, which is incredibly cool. And it also gets Thunder Wave. Now, Thunder Wave is kind of underrated on this team, because if I can run a lower speed Zera and then just, let's say, paralyze the Pokemon that's faster than me and then just bulk up around it, and I'm incredibly bulky, then I'll definitely take that as far as I can. Necrozma as well, boosting its speed stat might be cool, but maybe I want to run a Calm Mind set. I'm not boosting speed that way. Galardarm, maybe I want to run Bands over Scarf. Thunder Wave can help me there. It also kind of inhibits setup just a little bit, which is very, very nice. Our next mon, though, again, at this point I have one rocker, and it's a good rocker. but I don't want to be locked into rocks. I also have no ground type, so I want to deal with electric types a bit better than just with Zera, so I decided to go ahead and grab Swampert. Now, I've used Swampert before in the past. Jill is the name of my pert, and it's a good Pokemon. It just is so bulky. Flip Turn is fantastic on this thing. Earthquake is great. Obviously, no water immunity like Seismitoad or like Gastrodon, but it gets rocks, and that's kind of the main factor here. Rocks is very, very nice. It also does get access to the, what's the word I'm looking for? Flip Turn? Yeah, Flip Turn, Icy Wind, Sludge Wave, all these good coverage moves that Swampert gets. It has really good stat distribution. It can be physically defensive, specially defensive, all these different things. And that to me is one of the most appealing factors about Swampert. Our next mon is going to be Roserade. Roserade's good. I wanted it for spikes. And because it's a grounded poison type, but it also helps me break, again, opposing waters for Galar-Darm. I feel like what Zeraora doesn't need as much support as Galar-Darm does. Same thing with Necrozma. So I felt like Galar-Darm having these answers to opposing waters was my priority, and that's what Roserade does. Spikes are great because my team has so much pivoting. It has, listen, we just covered it before. Zeraora with Volt Switch, Galar-Darm with U-Turn, Togekiss with Baton Pass, Swampert with Flip Turn, all the unique forms of momentum with spikes up, with toxic spikes up, makes things really, really hard for my opponent to deal with. And the speed stat on Roserade base 90 is also very good. So far my team is really fast. The slowest mon we have is Swampert at base 60, but even then, Swampert can run speed. It doesn't really always want to run speed because it wants to be a slow pivot, but I do really like the opportunity that I have with this team so far. This initial 6 is just fantastic. I'm super thrilled with how this initial 6 came out. Our next mon though, I'm really happy with this Pokemon too. It's going to be Cobalion, and that's a lie, just a bullface lie. I hate this Pokemon. I did not want to draft Cobalion here. I wanted to get like Meanshao. I wanted to get a Pokemon that was like 105 to like 112-ish speed, around that range. No, well, like 105 not like 110. Something that can kind of cut the speed tier gap between Galar-Darm and Zera, at least a little bit. And Cobalion just fit the bill. It knocked off every single box that I needed it to, but my god, this thing is weak. It's only 90 base attack. That's nothing. As I was saying, 90 base attack is nothing. It does get the fighting typing, which is nice with close combat. It gets Swords Dance to boost up its attack. Sacred Sword is nice to get through some setup options. Iron Head is great. Volt Switch is awesome. Rocks, it's my third rocker now, meaning that Swampert and Necrozma aren't locked into running rocks when I need the hazards, which is great. It also is a really solid Life Orb Pokemon because it is kind of bulky. It's a fantastic pivot, has a good amount of resistances, and if I didn't have a Roserade as an amazing fairy check, then I would not feel comfortable drafting this thing because, I mean, my Steel type is neutral to Fairy, which is not good. But yeah, it's just a generally good Pokemon all around. It can do a lot of different things, and the support options it has, including Taunt and Thunder Wave, are also fantastic for me too. Our next mon is going to be Alolan Persian. This Pokemon, again, at 115 speed is great. This is my Dark type. It is more offensively oriented, I guess if you want to call it that. It's got 115 speed. Most of its investment is in its speed, and the rest is like kind of not great. I think its high stat other than that is like 75 for its special attack. But Fur Coat is great. Fur Coat is really good to be able to boost the attack of, or the defense of this Pokemon when it comes to contact moves. Knockoff for utility, it gets Parting Shot, U-Turn, support options with Thunder Wave again, Taunt also, just really good support Pokemon, but also provides a lot of utility to the team with the Dark typing that, well, helps the team out because I'm going to be facing off against a lot of Ghost types in this draft. I'm going to be facing off things against, it's going to be Pult, Spectrier, Aegislash, and I believe it's also going to be Gengar, if I'm not mistaken. So that's 4 different Ghost types, 4 of the best Ghost types in the format, which is very, very scary. But this Pokemon does outspeed most of them and fires off stab attacks that are super effective and can really weaken them down, and that's kind of an advantage that I have. It also helps out a lot against physically oriented Pokemon and can just be a Pokemon that can reverse sweeps because it does get Foul Play and can take a hit from basically anything, which is very nice. Our final Pokemon is going to be Arcanine. Now, Arcanine is Arcanine. I was really debating here, do I want to go with like a Centiskorch and then get something else to like support the team better, and I felt like Arcanine, it's really good. Its speed tier is kind of like, I already had the speed tier with Galar-Darm, but it is really good. It's really bulky. Teleport for momentum again. I have literally every form of momentum on my team. I have Volt Switch, I have U-Turn, I have Baton Pass, I have Flip Turn, I have Parting Shot, and I have Teleport now. Holy shit. In general, this Pokemon, bulky as hell. Intimidate, Flash Fire, very nice. Can take multiple hits from multiple different things. Its coverage is great. Its stats are phenomenal. And boots are not banned in this league, so I can clearly run boots if I wanted to. And that's one of the reasons why I thought it was kind of a good idea to go ahead and draft this thing. In general, what it provides to me is the flexibility to run a lot of different sets. And my team can kind of do that in general. Necrozma, there are so many sets. Zera, so many sets. Swampert, Togekiss, Cobalion, Arcanine, all these have so many different sets. A couple of them are kind of straightforward, like Galar-Darm, but at the end of the day, it's just these Pokemon, they fit really well together. They cover each other's weaknesses well. If I had to say what my biggest concerns are in this draft, it's going to be really powerful ground types because my answer to grounds is going to be Togekiss, and I have no actual resist to ground, which is not great, but this team is fantastic, and I have a good number of checks at a lot of different things, and the fact that Galar-Darm kind of just checked them really well, and that let's put it this way, the offensive grounds are not going to appreciate Galardarm or Roserate or whatever, and they're going to have a hard time outspeeding them too. It puts me in a pretty good position. So yeah, that's going to be my team for this season, this 4-week stretch of drafts. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below, what Pokemon you're most excited to see me use. For me, it's Zera. I have never used Zera before. It's the very first time. I'm super excited for it, and I cannot wait to see what it's going to be. We need to go at the worst 3 wins, 1 loss to be able to make playoffs. If we go 4-0, we'll clinch. If we go 3-1, it might come down to the differential. Our diff is not bad at all. I think we're like -2 or something because a lot of our games have been close, 1-0s or 2-0s. But we had a really rough stretch in the last 4 weeks, and I'm hoping we can kind of turn it around. So guys, that's going to be it. If you enjoyed this, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe to all that good stuff. Thank you to our YouTube channel members. I tried to do channel members off memory and it didn't work. So shout out to our channel members. We have 5 of them. Zeke, Eric, and Liv are level 1s. Tony is our level 2, and then Sully is our level 3. Shout out to them for supporting. You can become a YouTube channel member by clicking the join button down below next to the likes and comments and stuff like that. And while you're there, leave a like and comment. It is very good for the channel. And yeah, guys, we'll be back on Saturday against Owen and his Dragon Ball. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you then.